Okay, as I was walking, I was told thanks for the iPhone by a guy who was driving in a black car, and he called me a nigger. And I actually wanted to turn around and say, okay, thank you for admitting to treason, basically, and that you and your group there I'm about to list dragged me and the United States military and police into a war that we did not want to fight in the first place. Do you guys know what treason is? See, Joe Zillig, Jim Riley, Harry J, Race, Bernard LaChance, DJ, Dave Ballamore, Rad Burley, DeQuinn, Juan, Elton Anderson, Don Wiley, Jim Riley, Elleries, the GPS Anklet, the Robo Knight, 1961, Oyster Cracker Man, Bloods, Crips, MS-13. You admit to a treason. Treason. Do you know what treason is? It means they don't have to do what you guys want. Okay, iPhone. So you guys say, iPhone. So they're gonna watch all the iPhones. You guys, you guys give up property. You know that when you commit treason, the government and the military, it becomes their property. So don't complain about enslavement, because that's what you guys want. Okay, it's not my fault that you guys as military leaders are frauds and told you a big lie. Okay. And I don't mean the people who are in the military. I mean the ones that I list there who got you guys running around doing the bidded and grifting and all that shit. But in treason, Bloods, Crips, MS-13 gang members, so and so, Prolita, Dave, you basically admit in the last 14 years to a terrorist attack. So you means you aided and abetted planes flying into buildings, all that shit, the massacres, all that. Okay, that's what treason is. It's like the backside to the 9/11 book, okay? The ones that perpetrated it up. But when you guys sit there and announce what devices you're using, that gives the control to the military if they want to take control of it, or they just prepare, they give you guys the junk and they prepare it on their own. That's why the thing doesn't work anymore, bit up, because you guys, the man who first taught you guys told you the wrong idea and philosophy, and then he pulls the stuff out, and then he, like I said, blames the people, blames all of his problems on the people. You know why? Because he's a fucking thief. He's a murderer and a rapist and a thief who committed treason against his own nation and yet pretty much the whole world. And so those leaders who are already in power militarily or nations, they look at that and go, that was simple. Then those fathers and those families too that you guys screwed over, they go, that was simple as well, because they've been trained in the military far beyond before any of us. So you guys basically hand power back to those men. So keep that in mind. But when you guys commit treason, you have no power. The military has power. The Navy has power. Basically, they've always been you guys' babysitters. And those of you driving in black cars, like I said, for Elton, that means you're fakes. He made you believe something that isn't true. Because they killed the people who knew how to make it run. So, good luck, boys. Not a very good cover-up. It's boring. So I thank you for the military win that I didn't want. Because I strictly said from the very beginning I didn't want to be militarized. And yet, guess who? The cowboy carnies and all you guys militarize everything. So that's you guys' own mess. Like I said, David, Ballamore, and Perlita, you basically will be fighting World War III against yourself and your friends and your family because you have a smart-ass attitude about things. We'll find out how smart you are. Okay, Perlita. But smart people in war, who engage in war, realize something. You'll die. So you're not really smart. That's what happens. That's why you don't want to be a terrorist. So thanks for the iPhone comment. It's just an iPhone out of many, but those things can be tracked and looked at. And, 1 minute you guys say not to, and then you guys go for that stuff. So that's what it is. Well, and GPS Robo Knight, then you should keep your hands off of people and your agenda trying to start up those cults again, because it's kind of dumb. Kind of dumb to take a kid, Joe, and force him into a cult or with Negroes and didn't ever want to be, so you could supposedly win a war. So So generally, if you guys went with what the kids asked to do in the first place, or the original intent, what you really all wanted to keep with the music and stuff, you'd all be having a better time now instead of, playing cowboy country and western and shit. Because like I said before, Joe, Harry, me and my father were not country and western when we first initiated before you guys stole our shit. But you believe DJ Dave and the Poof and the murderer, supposedly that's what makes you guys kings of the world. But David, one thing they forget to tell you during the Greek and Roman periods is that most of those leaders, the Caesars and those guys that fought on the battlefield, they died, they didn't live. So what kind of sacrifice are you willing to make for a couple men sitting there making clones and acting like a bunch of oafs? It's not improving your all's health at all. It's making you all sicker inside of a prison. That's why he's in a prison, because he committed treason murder. Okay, you guys keep the wrong people alive and then abuse those you shouldn't. And then yet you want to change consciousness of the world. So when we hear a GPS anklet robo minister overwrite all the women because he's that big of a faggot, guess what? That him and his team of faggots deserve to die because they're war criminals anyway.